We all seek various forms of attachment, be it love, friendship, or simple human interaction. These attachments often become the cornerstone of our existence. But paradoxically, the more we become attached to things and people, the more we risk losing our inner peace. When your entire happiness, your whole sense of self, and even your life's purpose become deeply attached to your job, your relationships, or any other goal, you're treading on risky ground. Why is attachment problematic? When you're overly attached to something, your perception can get distorted. You might refuse to see the signs when things are going off the rails. You might overlook the flaws in your perfectly laid plans. The attachment can make you resistant to the truth that's glaringly obvious. You might think you can make everything go exactly as planned, but in reality, life is full of uncertainties. Unpredictable factors can affect your job, relationships, or plans. When you're highly attached, these unexpected changes can be especially hard to handle because you've invested so much emotionally in things you can't fully control. The real issue here isn't about attachment. It's about being attached to the point of delusion. So here comes the art of detachment. But what is it? Well, the art of detachment, a concept that often seems at odds with our human nature, which is wired for connection, love, and passion. But when we dig deeper, we discover that detachment isn't about cutting off from life. It's about embracing life in its full scope, with its ups and downs, its joys and sorrows. Detachment is not about renouncing the world, but about seeing it more clearly. To be detached is not to have zero emotional investment. It's to have the wisdom to know that your emotional well-being isn't solely dependent on external circumstances. It's pulling back the emotional veil that blurs your judgment, letting go of an unhealthy need for control, and giving yourself the freedom to experience life without excessive fear or worry. Here are some simple techniques for practicing the art of detachment, which can improve your emotional well-being and overall quality of life. Detachment in relationships. Love is often misunderstood. Many of us have grown up believing that loving someone means holding them tightly, trying to fix their problems, and making their life better in any way we can. In this process, we might forget ourselves. We might even lose ourselves. Our identities become so entangled with someone else, be it a parent, spouse, or friend, that we forget who we are as independent beings. Now, this isn't love. This is dependency. Why should you embrace detachment in relationships? The reasons are abundant. First, detachment allows you to avoid taking everything personally. Remember, you can't control someone else's reactions, but you can control your own response. Detachment helps you understand that another person's actions are a reflection of them, not a statement about you. Secondly, detachment helps you maintain your self-worth. When you're emotionally glued to someone, you might seek their validation constantly. Your voice diminishes, and you start to forget that your opinions, your feelings, and your dreams are just as valid as theirs. Thirdly, detachment teaches us that true love is about acceptance, not control. Real love isn't about changing someone to fit your ideal, but loving them for who they are. At its core, love is a beautiful balance of attachment and detachment. It's a dance where two souls meet but don't overshadow each other. Detachment from your past experiences. So often we become like archaeologists of our past, digging up old memories, especially the painful ones. We analyze them, dwell on them, and carry them around as if they define us. Just like carrying an umbrella on a sunny day. These experiences, when clung to, form a cloud over our present. They become the filter through which we see the world, our biases, our prejudices, and our fears. In doing so, we make a crucial mistake. We let our past hold hostage our present, and by extension our future. It's like driving a car while constantly looking in the rearview mirror. You're bound to crash. Detachment from your past experiences doesn't mean that you ignore or invalidate what you've been through. On the contrary, it means facing those emotions head on. Feel the pain, if there's pain. Grieve, if you must grieve. Experience the emotion in its entirety, but don't build a home there. Once the emotion has served its purpose, which is to make you feel, let it go. Acceptance is your tool for detachment. When you accept what happened, you free yourself from the burden of what could or should have been. You acknowledge that while you can't change the past, you have the power to influence your present and future. Acceptance is your ticket to freedom. It liberates you from the chains of regret, bitterness, and guilt. Why is this detachment so important? Because when you let go of the past, you make room for the now. The present moment is where life happens. It's where joy resides, where love blooms, and where growth occurs. When you're fully present, unburdened by the past, and unanxious about the future, you tap into tremendous power. You align with your true self, and from that alignment comes incredible freedom. Remember, you have one life to live. Don't spend it walking through old chapters. Turn the page. Begin anew. Start today with the liberating, uplifting practice of detaching from your past experiences. Detachment from your work. You're not just a job title. You're not a machine whose worth is measured by the hours clocked in at the office or the project successfully completed. You're a magnificent, multi-dimensional being with dreams, passions, and a universe of potential. Unfortunately, in the hustle and bustle of modern life, it's all too easy to forget this fundamental truth. According to a survey in Wallace Inman's Globe and Mail, more than 30% of people define their identities through their careers. If you're reading this and thinking, "That sounds like me," take a deep breath. Realize that while your work is important, it's not the sum total of who you are. You are more than a cog in a machine. You're a vibrant soul with unique gifts that extend far beyond your workplace. Detaching from work doesn't mean you should be less committed or less diligent. Rather, it's about maintaining a healthy separation between your professional life and your personal life. It's about leaving work at work so you can fully engage with the rest of your life. Jim Rohn said, "When you work, work. When you play, play. Don't mix the two." After all, aren't there people who love you, sunsets that inspire you, and hobbies that energize you? When you detach from your work, something happens. You regain your freedom. You free yourself from the constant stress and pressure that come from wrapping your entire identity around your job performance. You open up mental and emotional space to explore other aspects of yourself. Maybe you discover a hidden talent, reignite a forgotten passion, or simply enjoy a quiet moment with a loved one. You have more to offer the world than your productivity and work skills. You have love to give, wisdom to share, and a spirit that yearns for freedom and joy. Detachment from material goals. The world will tell you that more is better, but what you need is less. Imagine you had reached what many people dream of, a fantastic job paying 6 figures, a shiny car in the driveway, and a large, beautiful home. You were living the American dream, or so it seemed. The reality? Many people were far from happy. Instead of feeling joyous and fulfilled, they were drowning in a sea of debt, stress, anxiety, and overwhelming sadness. Their possessions, rather than bringing them comfort, felt like heavy chains weighing them down. Does this sound familiar? Maybe you or someone you know is sailing in the same boat, unaware that the very things you're gathering are the anchors dragging you down. Here's the thing. Owning possessions isn't the issue. The problem arises when your material possessions start to own you. So how do you break free? The answer lies in one simple but life-changing question. Is this important? This question isn't just for the things you have, it's for the life you're building. Is what you're doing, what you're buying, what you're seeking really important? When you detach from owning things merely for the sake of ownership, a remarkable thing happens. You start to experience real freedom. Detachment doesn't mean you give up everything. It means giving up the power these things have over you. As the saying goes, detachment is not that you should own nothing, but that nothing should own you. Here's your challenge. Reevaluate your priorities. Take a step back and ask yourself, what truly adds value to my life? Once you identify these things, hold on to them tightly and let go of the rest. Make room for health, for love, for growth, for passion, and for service. These are the true treasures of life. These are what you were made for. I hope you found today's lesson valuable. If you want to support what I'm doing, please share this with your loved ones and tell me your thoughts. I wish you a wonderful day.